Alright, I got a little sidetracked from doing cars and decided to get in the camper vans. This is a new Sprinter, all-wheel drive. It's factory 4-inch lift. So I put bigger wheels and tires on it. It requires a little flare kit right here so those big tires don't rub the fender. So what did I do to this thing? What makes it different? So it's got these. I pulled the glass out and put those fiberglass flares on the side with those windows. Sliding window on that side. There's a owl van's rack, ladder rack. And then this is a pop-out window, like an awning window on this side. Let's check some business in the back. So you'll notice there's a shower head. So inside that cabinet is like a 25 or 30 gallon freshwater tank. That's a on-demand hot water heater. There's a propane tank mounted under the van with the remote solenoid. So you open the valve manually and then you just come inside when you want propane, flick a switch, and then that lets propane out of the valve so you can run your heater or the stove. I've got 600 amp hours of lithium batteries and a bunch of wires. There's a 2000 watt inverter over there. So your shore power, you can just plug in whenever you get to your buddy's house or the state park or the RV park or whatever, if you don't want to use 12 volts. So this rig is entirely 12 volts. The air conditioner on the roof is 12 volts. The fan is 12 volts. The refrigerator, I'll show you that in a sec, is 12 volts. So if you're wondering why this is just a 15 amp plug, it's because nothing is 110 except for the inverter that charges the batteries when you plug in. And I've got 2 outlets so you can plug in your laptop or your toaster oven or whatever. So this is an aluminum rack. It just gets mounted to the wall from Flatline Van Company with the mattress that goes in there. So these are Luverne steps. We've got pop-up table. This plywood that's staring at you in the face is actually the dining table. So the front seats swivel around so you can face each other while you eat. It's hiding underneath amplifier and all that stuff. The stereos from the factory are pretty anemic with just dash speakers. So now we've got big speakers in the door and a subwoofer back here under the bed. So it sounds a lot better. So when you're ready to cook, here's your gas stove. Here's your sink. It's got a built-in soap dispenser. Now this build, I didn't put a gray tank. It just has a 6-gallon water catch can under here. So whenever it starts to fill up, just pull that thing out and go dump it. And the shower is outside, so obviously you don't need a tank for it. A little task light for food prep. Here's the control panel. So the solar converter is all GoPower stuff. This is telling me what the solar panels are doing. There's 290 watt panels on the roof. They're pretty big, so I get almost 400 watts to charge the 600 amp hour battery bank. Some toggle switches here for lights. That's going to outside illumination, and this is actually the solenoid for the propane tank. So when that is on, now we have propane, so we can use a stove. If we flick it off, you can do this all you want, no gas is going to come out. Okay, so here's another standard panel. We can see we got full propane, the battery is full, the freshwater tank about a third, There's no black or gray tank, so those are going to read empty. Water pump, that will turn on the pump. There is no electric water heater, so you could cover the label and put something else there. This is wired to the water heater. Those on-demand water heaters take 3 volts, so you just put a resistor in line to kick down from 12 to 3. And this is how you turn the inverter on with this unit. It takes a few seconds to power up, and then we have 110. So we have that here with USB and USB-C, and again here. This is a Isotherm refrigerator. It's 12 volt. It's a pretty nice little unit. There's actually a waterless toilet here. So let me get some of this camping stuff out of the way. So just a non-slip lid for this thing. When you gotta go, take the lid off, and that red light means, hey, I'm on. There's a little fan that's constantly pulling air out of this separate toilet. So whenever you sit down, well, I can't do it with my hand. Once you sit your bottom on there, these flaps open up, so you can do your number 2 in there, and you'll do your number 1 right here. So your number 1 goes into this catch can. Go dump that whenever it's full. Number 2 will go into a little composting bin. Whenever it fills up, you can, or when you're done for the season, you can take that baggie out and go compost it. But that fan is constantly drawing moisture out, so it should not stink. We have some access to the storage. Now all the windows are covered. These are just magnetic. The cabinetry. This is a steel rolled cabinet with a wooden face door on it. And of course, 12 volt fan. And this Dometic air conditioner. This will run probably 12 hours cooling constantly on that 600 amp hour battery bank. But the solar panels on the roof are enough to keep this running without pulling from the battery bank. Up here is standard Sprinter. We got a little shelf here from Vancillary. It's just a little aluminum, just kind of like some sheet metal, but it's all formed to fit nicely in there. And that's pretty much it. So that's how you make some Sprinter all-wheel drive van life.